Hi, welcome to the Introduction to Edmodo training. Hopefully after viewing this you'll have some sense as to what Edmodo can be used for in your classroom, and you can start thinking of ideas as to how to implement the website into your normal classroom environment. So what we were going to do today is first I'm going to talk about how to set up an account. Then we're going to talk about how to distribute your group code. Your group code is what students will use to log into your website and access your virtual classroom. And then I'm just going to take you through some of the website's components, namely the home page, the folder section, assignments, quizzes, and polls, where they are, and just a little bit on how we're going to use them, discussion boards, the calendar, and the gradebook. I'll also have a subsequent video on specifically how to use the assignments, quizzes, polls, and discussion board later on. So let's go ahead and take a look at Edmodo itself. So this is what the Edmodo homepage looks like. You as a new teacher would need to sign up for an account, and it's very simple. You just fill out these fields, and when you hit sign up it will then give you a group code. Now you will need to have an email address that is unique, so if you already have an Edmodo code you should be able just to create a new class. Sometimes it asks you for a specific username. You need to find something that is unique to you. So I'm going to sign in as myself. And this is what my homepage looks like. Now I am in several different classes, so all your classes are listed here on the left. So the one that I will be focusing on today is the sample Edmodo shell that I've created. Now I mentioned a group code at first. Your group code, when you first sign up, they give it to you in a pop-up box. But if you forget, or if you need to send it to a child again, this is where you find the group code. You just copy and paste it into an email and submit it to your class. As soon as everybody is signed up, Edmodo has this really cool feature where you can lock the group. So if I hit lock, the group code is no longer usable and everyone is in, and so nobody can use the group code and get into your website after the sign up period. Now let's say something happened and a student deleted their account. They can set up a new one and you just have to unlock it, and Edmodo gives you a new code, and when they're in you can relock it. So let's go over some basic features of the website. So it organizes itself into discussion posts, which are seen here. The posts also can be used for announcements for your classes, so things from you, reminders for assignments, reminders of things that are coming up, posting the homework for the week, anything that you like can be put in here, or it can be used for actual assignment due dates and turn-ins like you see here, and I'm going to get into those later on. It also has a folders section, so that if you want to have a project that goes over the long term, or you just like having folders to organize your different assignments, this is where you put it, and each of these folders can contain as many things as you want. So let's say, for example, the Religions of Asia writing project. This is anything and everything a student would need. I progressively put things in here as we went, so not all of this was in the folder to begin with, but students, if they want to go back, they can access anything. So anything from videos to website launch pads to PowerPoint presentations, anything that they want for the project can be found in the folder. Now members is where you go and it tells you who is in the group. So right now this group just has me because it's a sample page. But all of my other classes, I can go through my class roster, make sure everybody else is in, and go on from there. Now, I want to take you through some of the other features that are up here on the taskbar. So this is the home button. This is what brings you back to the main page that I started off on. So if you want to go home, that's what you click. It has a planner. Now this is good not only for you, because you can see what your due dates are for everything. Anytime you post an assignment, a quiz, a poll, all of that is automatically put into the calendar. If you have regular homework assignments that you're just announcing, they don't make it in here. You actually have to make an assignment for it. But the great thing is, if the students are in multiple classes, which I have some that are, it puts every single class onto the same calendar so they can see it all together. It's really a helpful tool when it comes to their own personal organization. Now, for their progress, this is a breakdown of, well, I don't have any members in my practice shell. So I'm going to click on my 6th grade class, but first I'm going to move this over so it kind of hides some of the names. This is basically a grade book. So for every assignment, they've only had one that they've had to turn in. It shows them if they turned it in or not, and when I've graded it, it shows their grade. So let me go to a class where I've actually graded some things. So this is all of their assignments. Okay, there's quizzes here, there's a peer review, so it says turned in. You know, if I wanted to say, yes, I turned it in and I read it, I told the class verbally that I would just give them a 1 out of 1, and I'd factor it into their project. All of the quizzes that they take, this is how they are scored, and then their total score can be found on the left. Now, here's a note. I don't use Edmodo as my one go-to tool for my class. My class is actually taught as a web enhanced course. So I have things online, but I also have assignments in the classroom, and I basically go to Edmodo and take the grades off and put it into my own grade system that fits in with the rest of my class. But this is where you go to figure out what their quiz grades are. Now the library is everything that you have ever posted on Edmodo for any of your classes comes into the library, so you can find it for easy access. If you prefer to just go to the class, you can find it in the folders if you know where they are. Otherwise, this is kind of less click kind of method. And this is apps. If you like to use apps, you can have links to them here, so you have a go-to homepage for them. These are the ones that by default end up on Edmodo, so you can use them or not. But that's the basic rundown of Edmodo. So here's what we want you guys to think about for next time. So we've gone over all of these things: what's on the home page, what you can, a few things for what you can put into the folders, assignments and quizzes. Oh, I did not go over assignments and quizzes. So assignments and quizzes are up here. So an assignment is anything that you want students to turn in. So you could describe the assignment and say, you know, discussion post 1, and put what you want them to do here and with a due date, and that's it. You could also have a big assignment, like let's say the DC project, which was a project I did with my 8th graders. They would have to attach, there is a PowerPoint project, they have to attach their file and submit it through Edmodo. So this is a way for me to keep track of all their stuff and kind of go paperless. So they can attach anything: Word documents, Excel files, videos through the links. They can attach websites through the links. So this is another way that you can have them upload assignments. Quizzes are here. Quizzes are in a multiple array of formats, but it's the same thing as an assignment. You can say create the quiz, and you can start one from scratch, or you can use a previously uploaded quiz. Just going to click one of these, and it looks about the same as the assignment did. So you pick the due date, they have to click on the quiz, they take the quiz, and it automatically puts it into your gradebook. Now a poll is unique because you basically ask the students a question. So, how do you like using Edmodo? Okay, and then you provide the answers. Now your answers can be true, false, your answers can be multiple choice. You can add several answers, as many as you want. It's for a quick view. So the students read it, they click on the one they want, it shows them the results when they're finished, and that's kind of the point of a poll. It's a very quick check. So alerts are basically, you want to have something posted to the class and it's more urgent. It shows up in bold. So I'm going to say check your assignments tonight. Okay, and it will show up in bold for your students, and it will also send them an email saying, hey, you need to check this out. And that's about it. So these are the different things you can do with Edmodo, and what we would like you to do for this evening, or until we meet next time, is you need to set up an Edmodo account, play around with some of the tools. You don't have to actually make a tangible object, you just need to play around, get a sense for what the quizzes are like, what the discussion board does, and different things like that, and come up with 2 or 3 ideas of things that you want to try to use in Edmodo in the future. We'll share them, and then I will try to tailor the next set of trainings based on what you guys are looking for.